Good morning, everybody. Just wanted to help to address some of the questions I've been receiving on Ode to Joy. There's two that have come up very consistently, so we're going to call this a frequently asked questions section. The first one has to do with the viola part at measure 12. Between measure 12 and measure 20, there's a note that is written that does not exist on your instrument. It goes below your lowest string, your C string. And so I think that's probably a misprint. I think these parts were probably generated very quickly. There was a lot of copying and pasting done, and it was just, accidentally put there. So what we're going to do is we're going to modify that. So because that note does not exist on your instrument, we're going to play that note on the G string, first finger, which will be an A there. So if I start at measure 12, if you're following along with your music, let me just kind of pluck through that for you very quickly. Notice I have to play F sharp, because I have F sharp in the key signature, and it goes like this. So we're going to put that A on the G string, and then the rest of it. So I hope that helps clarify that. Let's put that low A, maybe even write it in your music with a pencil, put that up on the G string first finger, and it works out just fine. So that's the first question. The other one has to do with 12/8. Many people have been writing in with your practice plans, and thank you for doing that, but you were a little concerned about 12/8. You haven't seen it before, or maybe just once. And so I want you to take what you already know about 6/8, and we're going to take that and we're just going to make a measure of 6/8 twice as long. It's very much the same thing. 6/8 is 6 beats per measure, and the 8th note gets the steady beat. And at a slow tempo like this, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so that's basically it. So we actually count in 6 at a slow tempo. At a faster tempo, it's hard to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we tend to count in 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. But we have an underlying pulse in our minds, or maybe counting, subdividing to ourselves that way. We know that we still are dividing that basic beat into 3 subdivisions versus like 2 or 4 like we do in music that's in 4/4 or in 2/4. All right, so 12/8 is much the same. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I would count that like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's really like taking a measure of 4/4 and dividing each fundamental beat into groups of 3 now versus 2 or 4. And that's really all it is. So a lot of the rhythms that you would see in 6/8, they are the same in 12/8, but you have 4 pulses, and the underlying current is in dividing things up into 3. So that's where we get stuff that sounds like this. Just give you a couple of quick examples, then hopefully I can play a little bit of Ode to Joy for you. So at a slow tempo, you've probably heard things like this before, from the mid-50s to the mid-60s, something like Earth Angel or Freddie My Love from the musical Grease, and you get this kind of progression. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that would be a slow version of 12/8, and literally you can count to 12 at that tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, what if you're going faster than that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's hard to do. So think about divisions of 4 instead. 1, 2, 3, 4. dotted quarter notes at measure 73. So think of it in 4/4, and those dotted quarter notes are like your regular quarter notes in 4/4. Hopefully that will help you kind of decipher where that all goes. And that's your basic pulse. And there's an underlying subdivision of 3. That kind of stuff is kind of going on underneath in some other instruments. Now this part, so I have a dotted quarter note, eighth note, then 2 dotted quarters. So just like in 6/8, you'll see a quarter note followed by an eighth note. I may have said that incorrectly. Let me double check that again. So dotted quarter, then a regular quarter, eighth, and then 2 dotted. I think I got that right. So anyway, that is how to interpret those rhythms. It's just like you had it in 6/8. A lot of times you'll see dotted quarters, boom, 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 or you might see quarter note, eighth note. That kind of thing. So hopefully this has helped you out. If you have any other trouble with that, please feel free to reach out to me through Google Classroom, and I'll see what I can do. All right, have a great day and have lots of fun with Ode to Joy.